Bella, why you tell her? I need to see you in Coachella. Bella. I want some Jella. Jella, when you working. I'm more fun than you. He has the weapon.
Come down.
He has some
Yeah,
secrets. If I tell you all of the secrets,
Calm down.
HEYITSMENESSER.
Hey, Xpiratz. Welcome back to another
Hey,
episode.
Xpiratz.
Hey!
I need to calm down. You know what I'm saying?
You actually need to calm down, man. But you know what? No, I like the energy. I love the energy, to be fair.
Glory be to
Welcome.
God.
So, glory be to God, honestly. To God be the glory.
shout out to all my super eagles out
You know
there.
what I'm saying?
Guys, Nigerian Independence Day.
Fly high. You know what I'm saying?
How did you pause?
That's my. You gotta hide that shit. Like, you gotta hide it.
Yeah, the
I don't get like this is scissor. She gave us scissor.
You know
Like
what I'm saying?
Scissor.
this scissor seems like better than all your favorite rappers. You know what I mean? All your favorite rappers. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It looks like water, but it ain't.
It ain't. It actually ain't.
It ain't.
He looks like
See
water,
how,
but it's
see how tough
drank.
it is to drink it?
It's drank, bro. It's drank.
Ooh. Shit, thank.
The Lord is good.
Oh my days. As you can see, guys, on today's episode, I have the lovely, the great.
How the hell did this happen to me? Why? But
Okay.
it's already done. My life is split.
Sean X.
Thank you, God.
And who is this?
Who is this, really?
Who is this? Who this?
Who this? It's
Who this
nigga.
nigga is? Who this?
What's in?
Welcome, guys. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you both came together. Like, this is.
We were just around the block, you know, we were
Like,
just chilling.
I was in McDonald's and like this dude hit me up like, yo, what you doing? I'm like, loads of stuff. And then he was like, yo, let's go to this. And then I dropped the loads of stuff.
Yeah.
And
Damn.
we pulled up.
I'm actually, like, in my heart, I'm so grateful
You
to
should.
you guys.
If I gave you a list to do this, that would be number one.
Mm-hmm.
You happy about this?
And obviously, as you can see, the lights are so bright that, you know, Sean X needs a shades. But
Shine bright like a diamond.
let's get into it, man. You guys, I'm gonna. I don't know if I want you guys to do your elevator speeches on their own or together.
Oh my what? The L what?
So everyone who comes on does an elevator speech. What an elevator speech is, and I have to explain this every week. So it's a concept. You walk into an elevator, right? So you have like between, let's say, bottom floor and top floor is like a certain amount of seconds, 15 to 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is that someone walks in there and they can change your life between like the stop that you get in versus the floor that you get out.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, so in that amount of time, you have to sell yourself, sell your brand, and they like for them to believe in you and change your life in that way. In this case, I'm gonna change your life in it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Lord.
So I think I want you guys to go separately.
That's love.
I mean, we could go together. Like,
I know.
like
Go ahead, do your thing. Let the
This
people
is Sean
know.
X, the one and only singer
Tell I know who you
songwriter.
are.
This is
Oh, you're
Sean
gonna
X.
do each on
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little snippet on.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? This is Sean X, singer songwriter. I'd say one of my best friends, maybe best friend.
after
and
me.
after who? After Jesus?
After me.
After Jesus.
That's
And
it. That's it.
no, he's
What's his
been-
favorite color?
Black.
Wrong.
My
Wrong.
favorite color.
Great.
Yeah.
Wrong.
I knew it was one of that ones.
Wrong.
Well, and his favorite color is blue. Well, you gotta sell yourself. You're a singer songwriter. You just released a single.
Yeah, I'm a certified pirate. Living life in the edge, but not too far, so I don't fall off. Still enough to.
You got anything coming up?
Fun and
All
vibe.
the time.
Fun.
And I go by who this
Wait,
is.
no, you did him. He used to do you in it.
Whoa, I didn't do nobody.
Pause.
Let's bring that back.
For the people in the back, you are talking and looking at who this, you know what I'm saying?
This is
the best songwriter in the island, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say that with full caps, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, you say
Without
that with full
blue
caps?
Without the blue caps. I'm talking about cap locks, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Cap locks. Cap locks with some cinder blocks.
Thank you, I appreciate
You know
that,
what I'm
sir.
saying? Like, ain't nobody better than this nigga except for, me. In FIFA. You know
Nah,
what I'm saying?
okay, don't listen to him. I'm winning in games on FIFA.
Win.
That's 21, so
Win.
let's not even go back there. 22's out.
When?
What do you mean?
Exactly.
Win?
You don't know my life. You don't. Okay, so as I was saying, I love this guy, man. He's my nigga, best friend, and we make music together, and you know we have
a few good things coming up. A few good things. But you know what? Let's be quiet.
Whoa, domination!
Calm down, bro.
Actually, man. Do you know the first time I ever heard of you guys was the Jackass Star song? Do you know? I didn't know you like at the time. No, rewind. Me and Sean X have actually known each other for a long time, but we didn't know that we knew each other. It was so random.
Like Facebook.
Like ages ago. Like was it 2008 or something?
2000 and a long time ago.
like on Instagram. Was it? Did I send it to you or did you send it to me?
No, you sent it to me. He was like, wait, is this you? I was like, whoa.
Because it came up in my memories and it was like Shane songs. Like
his cousin.
I need you to. You're gonna post anything. You need to put. You know in SpongeBob where they do.
Yeah.
When they say a bad word, you need to. Shane songs is dead.
I'm so sorry.
It's his cousin. It's
That's my arch nemesis. I stole his identity and I changed.
I was screaming.
So when that part just
okay, no matter. But then it was a screenshot of him telling me to do the cinnamon challenge.
I was like, what? And I have good memory. I was like,
it was so like that. And it was like I didn't even like because obviously I've seen you like with the lads and stuff and I knew you like as an artist, but like I didn't know that you were the same person, innit? Like, but even back then, I didn't know you was an artist. I think you were friends with people because your cousin is in Waterford, Toby, innit? Yeah. But like one of my friends.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Sorry. He
dances. Don't. Sorry. Yeah.
How would they know? There's like 20,552 Tobys in the world.
Honestly, you're dead on. You're so right.
Exactly.
But so it was like what my friend knew them, and then I can't even remember how I know you.
I remember there was a time I went to Waterford for a summer, and I had like the biggest growth spurt known to man.
Like you grew tall.
I left Dublin looking up to my dad. I came back a senior.
I was screaming.
Like he was looking up to me when I came back. He was like, my cousins, like we every morning for like the whole summer we had toast, baked beans and egg every morning.
Stable meal.
Baked beans were kids, you know what I'm saying? If you want to go strong and tall like me and him, you know what I'm saying?
So mesmerized.
You gotta eat your vegetables.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Except for broccoli and Brussels sprouts.
No, you gotta eat those if they're vegetables, right?
But I don't like them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can have a variety and choice, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna tell you what it is.
Eat your tomatoes when they're blended.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Unless you fry it up.
You know.
With the eggs and the cinnamon.
You know, that's a good song.
Yep.
Wow. All I can say is genuinely. All I can say is wow. Like zero information was given.
I'm sorry.
I'm screaming. No, it's okay. This is great. This is actually wonderful. So keep being yourselves. So that was ages ago. So you've been would you? I know that guy is dead.
Yeah.
So would you say that you've been doing music since that guy or after that guy?
Since I've been like as Sean X. I've been discovering myself. It took me a while to discover that I was a pirate, and then I had to embrace it. I was like, no, I'm not a pirate. No.
What does a pirate symbolize?
No, Johnny Depp. No, pirates are
definitely not Johnny Depp.
Well, my pirate is just no regrets, living life to the fullest, and just do whatever you want.
That's what life of a pirate symbolizes to you.
Life of a lonely pirate is being lonely is not a bad thing.
Which is the name of his most recent album, EP.
You know what I'm saying?
EP. I tagged you the other day. You didn't even
see
interact with me.
What happened?
Sorry.
I fell.
Sorry.
I fell.
Sorry, you.
I fell.
Atties.
But no. I'm sorry. Go check it out.
You fell.
Yeah, I fell. If you want to know, check the tapes.
What tapes, bro?
Do you want to tell it? Check the tapes.
I got the tapes. You
what happened?
want me to send it to your email or something?
Okay, can you explain? Like, what do you mean?
You can't explain the tapes. That's the whole point.
Alright, say that. Send it to me. But yeah, okay, so you've been doing music for a while, so that's over 10 years.
Yeah.
That's
almost 10 years actually. I started making music with all started from Simba's room.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, hey.
As Sean X.
As that other guy.
The other guy.
And then So he was taking over a bit, and then was like,
Yeah.
hey, I like your stuff. Let me take it for myself. And
Who, Sean X? Like,
yeah, Sean X, I took it, you know.
Love that.
But yeah, altogether it'll be since 2012.
That's it.
So I've been making music with Simba for almost 10 years. Shout out to
Simba is mixer, master, artist, engineer. That's the word. I've been interviewed with him, so.
Oh, you got a tape with him too?
Yeah. You get me. I had
can't wait to hear
to step in the jungle. So
No,
first of all, it's been out, so you're lacking.
We've been waiting for this heat.
This guy saying he's waiting. This
I was
is
still waiting.
this is less than August.
I seen that tape. It was a good ass tape too.
Thanks, G. Anyway, okay, so you've been doing music for a while. Hudis, you've also been doing music for a very long time.
I've been doing you know what? I haven't been doing music. I've just been enjoying myself. Let me say it like that.
Oh, here we go.
Bring the philosophy in. Anyway, no, I have been doing music for a while. Started in church, and here I am today doing the single stuff.
Yes, sir.
Nice. So was that in and around the same? Did you know each other back then?
Do you know what? Yeah, let me tell you the story about how we met, right?
Okay,
so I see a video on Facebook. Yeah, on Facebook, right? I see him singing, and he's singing the Mali music song. Right?
Mm-hmm.
At this time, I'm probably one of the only people who is singing Mali music consistently, and being like people are saying, "Oh, you sound like Mali music," this, that, calm. So I see this guy. He's on stage and he's singing. All the glory belongs to. Was it all the glory? It was all I have to give. It was all I have to give, right?
You know what I'm saying?
And I hit him up. I said, "Yo, that's so cool. Like you're really good." I told him, "You're really good."
That's
where
pretty
it
bad
started.
at the time. But
Like
that meant a lot.
It was nice.
Because
nice.
like at the time, I hadn't seen another guy singing.
Yeah.
Like the way he was singing.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, it's actually nice to see another guy sing. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So that's how we got to know each other.
How long ago was this?
2012, bro.
Was it 2012?
Wasn't that the FOL thing?
FOL.
That's coming.
What?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you guys are actually adorable.
Yeah.
Hey, we thugs. Don't be calling us adorable. We drive nice cars and think about rocks.
Yeah, man.
That's what
Rocks.
I love rock songs in the shower.
I'm screaming.
You know what I'm saying?
we leave the toilet seat up. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2012 then, the emergence of this great friendship, this brotherhood, begun. And do you know what? That's one of the reasons why the main reason why I wanted both of you on together. One, because your energy is amazing, clearly. But
Grew it myself.
Hey, I'm here.
Oh, we grew it ourselves.
Hey.
But second is because even in your answers about you being an artist, I feel like you are constantly on this kind of like progression of like finding yourselves and like just like being very like introspective. Like has that always been naturally how your vibe has been, or is it something that you've been?
It's not just about being in the moment. You have to actually allow yourself to live it. If you're an artist, you have to live. You have to experience stuff, so you can have stories to tell. Songs are literally like tales, or battle scars, if you want to call it, like of whatever has happened. Whether good, it can be a good tale. It can even be a fictional tale. Depends on how you know, if you're somebody that likes watching movies.
Yeah.
You can always you might have a movie that represents it every time in your life. You can literally write about that.
Yeah.
And that's just how we do it. We just live. And it's very easy for us to tell stories. And we can sit here and tell you stories where the random stuff happened to us.
I believe that.
I think the most bizarre one was actually recent when we were both of us were just like chilling.
Yeah.
No. And some guy just came down from a road on a bike and just like
We were going to
Wait, what?
It was at my whole house.
Yeah.
And we were going to, there was a waterfall right there that it was really cool.
3 a.m. in the morning.
Bro, 3 a.m.
Gallivanting, shenanigans.
Yeah, as she did. And then I was on my electric scooter because I'm fucking cool.
And I was just, putting up beats.
Yeah, and you were recording.
In fact, I just started recording when he started going on his electric scooter.
Yeah.
I was like, watch this. And then all of a sudden I stopped. And I think there was some dude, some kid just riding down there was a bridge and it was kind of like sloped down.
Yeah.
And just come down. I think I caught him off guard. He didn't expect to see me because my guy, 3 a.m. at
3
night.
a.m. with a scooter.
What's happening? And then all of a sudden, I seen him obviously, but I just stopped to run away for who this. And then all I hear is guy smacks he's like he trips, he smacks his feet on the ground.
Right.
And the wheel, you know that thing like cartoons
wheel,
where the wheel,
yeah.
You know when the wheel
that's
doesn't
all
stop
happened.
rolling.
Yeah.
It just kept
The wheel didn't
bike?
stop rolling.
off the bike, you
Just kept on rolling.
Like,
Just
he
kept
hit
on
it
rolling.
to you, he just...
No, there was like maybe there was a little pothole or
Yeah.
something, and he literally went down.
Okay, so he didn't hit you.
No, he didn't hit me.
Okay.
He was on the road, I was
Okay.
on the path, and then he just falls. And then we're like, what the hell is this? And then we go over to see if he's okay and everything. And then, you know, like in the cartoon, in Tom and Jerry, when they hit the head. Like, and then we waited for him to, like, you know, got him to call
his dad.
He called his dad, and then we actually talked to his dad, like, oh, your son, blah, blah, blah.
And then his
somebody
brother
coming to get
came
him, and
along.
his brother came along, and then we went to the waterfall. Like, yo.
And we started narrating the story to ourselves. Like,
Yeah.
that really happened at 3
We
o'clock
have
in
to
the morning.
confirm that to each other's like, did that
Yeah, no, genuinely, did that actually happen, man?
You know?
But yeah, it did.
Like, and I was like, I feel like,
it happened so fast.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
obviously.
Like, you're not gonna, if you see that, you're not gonna stop, you're not gonna leave. There's no way we're gonna leave that guy there. Like, he literally
Yeah,
just
of course.
snapped
At that
it.
time as well, like,
And he was pretty young as well.
how old,
so
like young, like a
like
child
maybe
or like
not-
a
no.
teenager.
This is about 3 a.m., so about maybe he's 18, 19.
Yeah,
And like, he was just out really late, probably just having a quick cycle home.
yeah,
And then he just, I think he took his eyes off the road when he seen me.
yeah. You just starstruck with like,
Starstruck.
Sometimes-
said, oh my god, is that Sean X?
It's a gift and a curse. Like,
At the same time.
I keep on telling you.
It's okay,
It's a gift
man.
and a
I
curse,
get it.
bro.
I get it. It's
Okay.
okay.
So with regards to like just living life and having stories to tell, is that more from an artist point of view, or do you feel like you are able to do that or does an artist embody who you are as a person as well? Or do you
Definitely.
see that separately at
Definitely
times?
embodies a part of us.
Okay.
But like us as human beings.
That's a duh.
No, I think the best way to put it would be that we're trying to see it as a career, a profession, a lifestyle. You know, we're trying to find all these categories to actually put ourselves in, but at the end of the day, we're just living life. You know, and these are the things that are happening to us that we're writing about, expressing, and you know. So it's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, like it's so much fun. Like because there's not a dull day. Like it's weird.
Yeah, your life is. I know your life is like I've talked to you a lot.
Yeah.
Like you're looking like you're on the same wavelength.
The difference between me and him is that he actually records it.
Yeah.
He's like he does that more. I forget to like record
Because
he's trying to get me to start recording
Yeah,
stuff.
to
I
remember
started
stuff,
doing that recently, so like yeah.
Like so you say it's like fun. Like how have you found your journey like in maturing? Like I know you did a lot of like
Growing.
that's the word. Yeah, I was gonna say changing, but growing is a better word. Like how are you finding that process? Because obviously it's continuing learning curve and stuff. Like
It's
as a person and as an artist, if they're not one and the same.
It's very tough.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for even cutting you short there,
Yeah,
but
you're
it's very tough because you have you're kind of separating these two people. You want to be yourself, and you also want to be this artist that you want to live. You know what I'm saying? You want to be that person that you see in your head, but you also have to be yourself at the end of the day. So I feel like there's a stretch that's happening, and I personally, or even as individuals, we do have to go through the pain of not knowing what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
But just go for it.
I love the process.
The process is so much fun. Like I never shy away from working on something I love for more than the hours that I'm supposed to be working on. I may get nervous being there, but I don't shy away when I'm there. Like I want to be part of it. I want to almost succeed in just that little part that I'm doing. So it's so much fun, but it's also tough at the same time.
Like if this is sorry for cutting you off, if this is like the growing process and this is what you are and this is what you realize, what was the difference before then? Like how was your mindset change as a like artist, growing person, all of that? Like
I think back then it was probably just a dream. Same thing as like, oh, when a kid wants to, oh, I want to be an astronaut when I'm older. This is just something that interests me.
Yeah.
And I even be, you know, if you're talking about astronauts, you're probably reading science books and trying to know all this stuff. Like for us, music is like we're either singing in church or we're already listening to all the worthy songs our parents said we shouldn't listen to on the slide.
Yeah.
But with time, things just got serious. Like,
Yeah.
I think the moment I knew this is what I wanted to do was a Trey Songz concert. That like
I'm just laughing because like you said Trey Songz, so it reminds me of that guy.
Yeah,
But I don't want to mention that guy.
When I stole his identity, I had to steal his backstory.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling it like it's me.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Because it is.
Yeah, you watched it. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, you saw it happen.
So like I was in the midst of like, because obviously Trey Songz is target audience is women, but I didn't give a damn.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, yeah, bro, I know all your songs, man. Yo, like, and he was sick, and I was just in awe of just the presence, the setup, everything. I was like, so people will say that I was crying. I wasn't.
What age were you at this age?
Whoa, I'm probably maybe I would say 19.
So it was definitely rains. It was raining.
Do you know what it is? It was hot. The condensity and the evaporation without the milk
created all the.
is what. Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
I understand why he was sweating through his eyes.
Yeah.
It's all.
For sure.
And it wasn't even allergy season. That's.
I got like that when I saw Drake as well. I don't know what they be putting in
I know, right?
these arenas.
Highly unorthodox. Crazy.
So weird.
But that was definitely the moment that I knew that this is the shit I want to do.
You felt like you wanted to see things from that point of view, kind of thing. Right?
I loved it. And that moment, like that moment changed my life. And then the second moment was seeing, my sensei the weekend. Saw him when he opened for Drake. This was when he wasn't even as big as he was now.
Yeah, no, that was 2013 or 14.
Yep.
Because I went to the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was sick. I was like, this nigga I've been seeing.
I was so mad.
Wasn't even my sensei. That's the crazy part.
I was literally listening to Trilogy yesterday. That's probably my top 5 artists. I have top 5 albums of all time.
What are we talking about? Who's this?
Trilogy is the Weeknd's first.
Trilogy. I feel like listening to Trilogy. Some of the songs is like I feel like I'm intruded. Because some of the shit is so personal.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to intrude.
Yeah. And Hudis, what about you? Like what? I feel like have there been multiple moments for you that you felt like this is what I want to do, and then first of all, when was the first moment? That's the question to you. Second of all, knowing you kind of, I feel like there's been multiple moments of like realization to take it further. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, when have those moments been for you, and how have they kind of manifested themselves?
Okay. I was a dancer to start off with. I was never into singing, or I always thought it was, God forgive me, was just not for guys. Singing was not for guys. I was like, come on.
I'm Irish.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's think about it, guys.
Yeah,
I could do all this and, crumb, and then you just have a guy there singing. And it was when I used to do a showcase in my school when I was living in Dublin, Donaghey's, and it was like D-Idol, that's what it was called. And I did dancing for the first 2 years. Whatever.
Very very original. Never happened before.
I danced and I didn't get anywhere. I think I came 6th at one point and then something else. But I loved to dance.
Yeah.
Then I don't know. I just loved expressing myself. I think it was just because I used to play a lot with beats when I was younger. I just used to tap the table and just enjoy that. And my dad used to play a lot of reggae and just all this gospel music. And I just loved how the beats were going. That was the first realization that I would say that, listening to my dad listen to music. That was the first one. I think you can almost relate to that as well. Because our dads had some differences.
It's crazy,
crazy stuff.
He definitely shaped my style of music because, I feel like I was born in the wrong era.
I can see that with you for sure.
The 90s is definitely
I saw that in the EP as well. I can see the MJ and the Weeknd inspiration.
And I'm at a point in my music where I'm just gonna do what I want.
Yeah.
And then no matter the outcome, as long as I always do go by my gut and how I feel as a person, just do what I want with no regrets. I'll always be satisfied with the outcome, no matter the outcome.
Yeah.
That would be the first time, right? And the second time would be when I got to sing and I got to dance in the O2 Arena.
That's dope.
But that was kind of for a church thing. But I got to dance in the O2
Arena.
So for me, at that time, being a young kid, I did a moonwalk in front of like thousands of people. So I'm like, this is sick. You know what I'm saying? I
They
could
were
do
like,
this.
who is this?
Who is this guy? Anyway, so
it wasn't a lame moonwalk.
at all. You know what I'm saying? I slipped the slide.
It was straight fire. It was straight fire.
That was the first one. Then I guess like I started to join the choir in Cavan when I moved to Cavan. I'd come back from New Jersey at this point, so I'd been listening to T-Pain all over. This is my first time ever hearing like proper secular music.
Yeah.
I'm listening to T-Pain. I'm listening to who else is there? Usher for Reals. This time I get all these tapes because that's what people are listening to at the time. Anyway, Buy Your Drink comes out. I come back to Ireland. I now decide, you know what? I can sing like T-Pain. I can do my voice like this. I can sing
I'm not knowing that it's fucking like.
you know, I didn't know it was auto-tune. So I used that opportunity to write my first song. That was I Know I Can. That was when I now saw a vision of like, me playing on the stage one day, a yellow shirt, right? Just that was the only vision I saw.
Yeah.
So I now started to chase this dream,
Yeah.
right? Just doing it, not knowing that I've already completed this dream already like 4 times in
What do
like
you mean?
The Idol. I had already done all this, right? But like I'm thinking that it needs to be bigger. So my vision is growing bigger. Before I know it, I'm entering a band. I'm leaving the band to go solo. I'm entering another band. And then I'm also, when I enter the last band and Super Silly, and then I leave Super Silly, or Super Silly just, disintegrates. What happens for me within that period is I got to see what type of skill I have. So I understood that I like videography, I like basketball, I like all these other different things. And then just of recent, I've just been learning that all those things are part of who this is.
Hey, I love that.
So that's hey.
Blackness.
So that's you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
I watched that movie recently. Blended. The one with Adam Sandler.
It's a hilarious movie.
You will actually laugh. You just
It's
watch
I
it.
watched it tonight, I promise. Pinky promise.
Bella will love it.
I absolutely love it. But yeah, so
That's-
recently you're
that's-
finding that's the end. That's it. We're
That's
done.
pretty much it, yo.
But like, it's really interesting to me the way you guys like you said secular music. You said like in the world like were you heavily influenced by the church then?
That's
Where you grew up when you grew up.
That's where that's what we grew up with. And I feel like at the point when you leave your parents' house, you have to make that choice because like when you're in your parents' house, you're always going to go to church. But that part of us didn't leave when we left our parents' house.
Let me actually go in there and say the morals didn't leave us.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the whole Christendom.
I'll get to you.
Yeah. He said it right. Certain aspects, obviously we don't sing gospel music no more, but like, we pray every day, we still like worship in our own way, personally.
So like leaving your parents' house then, like how did that affect you as a person?
Oh, I loved it.
Like but in the sense of obviously you don't have to do these things anymore, but how is that kind of, if you're heavily influenced by the church, you're almost sheltered, right? So coming out of that shelter, regardless of the fact that you wanted to leave your house for whatever reasons, it's not that you wanted to leave your house because of Christianity. Do you know what I mean? So talking on the topic of religion, for example, like how is that finding the world, if that makes sense? Because it seems like you were very much, because your dad's a pastor, isn't it?
No,
isn't that?
That's the thing. Everybody.
Why do I think that?
I think everybody. I don't know why everybody's thought my dad is a pastor, and you're not the first person, so
Yeah,
it's okay.
but I feel like I've even asked you this before.
Yeah.
You've definitely told me this before. Sorry,
No. My dad is not a pastor. Let me put that out there because I don't know why people have this notion that my dad is a pastor.
He just preaches. He's just
My dad is just is literally just living his
the
life.
coolest guy
He's
ever.
a cool guy. Like he's actually just
Love it.
allow me.
So cool. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
To actually ask the question, like, how did you find like living in a religious bubble where this is all you know, these are the practices, these are the principles of life, and you only know this to be right, to finding the world? Like, what was the difference in that for you, just as a person?
I learned that if you haven't had freedom for so long, once you get it, you go crazy.
Oh,
But
deep.
at the end of the day, At the end of the day, you're gonna chill out. Because when everybody's going back to their parents' house, you're like, oh, so this fun isn't forever.
Yeah.
Oh, like I'm a survivalist. Like when life has shown me pepper sometimes, and I made pepper soup. So if I was gonna, you know what I'm saying?
That's what we do, baby. That's how we do.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't mess it up, man.
Well, and obviously, like at the end of the day, our parents are, you know, they raised us well.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of our parents doubt their parenting skills. And they, even when you leave the house, they even protect you more because the world is scary. But what do they expect us to become if we have to be scared all the time?
Exactly, I feel
if
that.
we have to be like, oh, you have to watch your step. I mean, I think I heard that line from like a movie. This is Concrete Cowboys. The one with
Idris Elba.
like it was like, you know, if you're every day they're saying, you know, don't be careful if you go outside. Be careful. Don't you know, always watch your back. Watch your back. Like what do you actually expect? How do you expect to come out successful if you're always scared of you know, looking back rather than just going head on?
That's a great point. But yeah, talk to me about your experience with religion. This is an open question for a reason. I want you to narrate whatever your findings are, your personal relationship and journey with that. Like, how is that for you?
To me, personally, right now, in this human form that I'm in, I don't believe religion exists. I believe it's a construct. I do understand that there's a higher being. Why have I come to this conclusion? Mainly because there have been so many preachers and teachers and people who have been trying to say the same thing but with different languages. So when it comes to like, actually, Ibs said this perfectly. Ibs, and I believe someone else were having a conversation about religion as a whole. And he said that religion is just a miscommunication of languages. And the moment I heard that, right, it made so much sense. It all makes sense to me now. Like, who I'm gonna follow, what I'm gonna follow, what I believe in, it doesn't matter. Let me just put that out there. It really doesn't matter. It's what I do with the information that I get. So we talked about morals from the church and all that kind of stuff. If I tell you this, right, when I was the year between when I was doing my leaving cert and the year when I would be moving to college, I wasn't actually at home. I was in a pastor's house for that whole year. And like I lived with this pastor, and his son was like, would have been our age at the time. He's around that age now, well, older now, he's in his 30s. But it's like he put me through a school, right? Like a school of thought, right?
Mad.
Like
ours.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was ready to I think not the best. It was just he was that type of guy, yeah. Like he will put your hand in the oven and tell you, yo, this is how hot hell is.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing. And but he was also a drummer in the church. Yeah. And he was also a type of person, like he was the type of person that if they told him to do like, you know, Children's Day in the church or something, he would bring like a couch up on the altar. He would make the place look like a sitting room and sit there, and he would have this type of conversation in front of the church. So when I saw that, I was like, you know, he's not getting struck down by lightning. He's not being, you know, beat up by another pastor.
He's unique with it.
He's so unique with it. He's enjoying his Christendom or whatever type of thing he understands. And I took from that all the years I've been saying in Jesus' name is not in vain. All the years that I got to know about this Christendom is not in vain. There's no it was never fake, because to other people it's real. So to me, the way I've digested the information is I just need to keep learning. I don't need to stop and say, just because I've read the whole Bible, I've read the whole Quran, I've gone to go a Buddhist temple, I've become a monk, I've done this, I've gone through 7 days of fasting, that I've now become this. No, it's just a journey. And the more I invest in that journey, the more happy I become, because I'm like, I'm not really searching for that God you're talking about. I'm searching for the God that I understand in my world, and if I can get this opportunity to express that to you through, you know, just giving, loving, all that kind of stuff, might as well.
The same principles and stuff
Exactly.
like that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't fully agree. But it's not that I disagree.
Yeah,
like there's a level of understanding there, but maybe it's just the way I understand it,
Yeah.
and that's like.
But you notice I tried not to use the word Christendom, because those are absolutes in my mind.
Yeah.
Being a Christian is an absolute.
Yeah.
So if I'm really gonna call myself a Christian, then there are some things I should not be doing.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it.
What's that? I'm doing that.
Like, I'm being real though. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
I'm doing them. So like, if I'm really gonna claim, it's like, you know, it's like claiming to be a comedian, right?
Yeah.
And you're serious all the time.
Yeah.
And the only comedy you make is when you're sarcastic. That's not being a comedian. That's being sarcastic.
The thing that I would say about that is that, as you said, it's a journey, and in our pure selves and in ourselves on our own, we're never this perfect thing. We're always seeking to an ideal thing. So in the same sense, where it's a journey, people who claim to be something but are kind of hypocrites, I wouldn't say that they are hypocrites. No. I would also see it as a fact that they are also
on their journey.
Exactly. And it's like
I'm not trying to use names.
Exactly. No. And I agree in the sense. I get your point fully with the sense of the principles, because when you go through a lot of religions and such, they all kind of always have the same basis, except there's one or two things that are separate. Do you know what I mean? And that's what the absolutes become. Do you know what I mean? So I do agree in a sense, but I don't agree fully in it. But it's not that I'm against what you're doing in it. It's just
that part you don't need to say, because like at the end the against part, because like we're having a conversation.
Exactly.
If it was
I hate you.
Yeah, like that's that there. But I guess that's my take on.
I do love your perspectives on life, like both of you. Like I think it's very freeing, and I think like it allows you to try new things. It allows you to embrace new things. It allows you to kind of see things from another point of view. Obviously, it's not always perfect because life is life, innit? But it's nice to see that, and it's nice to see the way you kind of incorporate that in your music, in your journey, and stuff like that. I feel like the main thing of this is just journey, innit? Like it's just there's never really a point.
You just getting started.
Yeah.
Honestly,
like even like for both of you, like what's the biggest difference? Because there's not a lot of people in the Irish music scene, hip hop, whatever, that can say that they've been in it for 10 years. So yous have been around to see and experience a lot of differences between when yous have started in 2012 versus what it is right now and what it's becoming. Like what are things that you've seen that are changing?
Well, back then, the hardest thing was having a gospel band. Honestly, if you didn't have one of those, ain't nobody trying to listen.
Okay, let me say let's say like this, right? Are you talking about the community that we're in? So, you know, minorities, majorities, what are you talking about?
When I say the scene, I definitely do mean the Irish urban scene. Okay. Because the Irish pop scene, for example, the rock scene, all of them ones, the white Irish scenes are not. They've gone. Like, you get me? We're not speaking the same language in that, because this is the scene that you kind of would fall into. Not even kind of, like you definitely fall into. Like, and it's been growing and we're seeing more growth in it. Like, so in this scene itself, like what have you experienced differently since for you 2012 and you 2012? Yeah. Because I feel like you just your time and dates are different. Like, what is the biggest thing that you've seen that is like different? Obviously, you said like back then having a gospel.
It was, you know, we got to see the transition, the change when, you know, we're not afraid to listen to non-gospel music.
Who like, let me ask you this question, right? Who do you think was the first like black artist that you heard of, apart from yourself, man, and apart from you?
I was gonna say me, but yeah.
Like who do you think you heard of? Like I would say
back then.
Yeah, I would say Xpiratz. No.
Sequence.
No, not Sequence.
No,
what did you go by?
Was known as Profound back
Profound at the time. That was my first time.
No, but the artist Sequence, he was back then. Was he not?
But I didn't know. Technically, I only found out about every artist.
He wasn't from Dublin.
I wasn't from Dublin.
Oh, okay. Sorry. And you're making jokes about me being a farmer. Say that.
Say less.
He left sooner.
Before he left, It's like, what's going on now?
You've been busy like that.
I've been here 2 weeks. But what? Yeah. So Xpiratz program would have been.
Yeah, it would have been the first artist I think I heard of in Dublin.
Like who? This.
We were so in our bags. We were so like focused on trying to be gospel musicians that we were writing something, like we were meeting almost every day. Like you have to imagine we're in college.
Yeah.
TJ
Trey, yes. Yes.
Everybody
makes sense.
Everyone in Dublin should know TJ Trey back then and that kind. Like he's all this Afrobeat you're hearing, again with the BZ.
Afrobeat was popping there too.
Yeah, back then.
That
When
time
if you're doing, if you want to do non-gospel music, like secular music, Afrobeat was the thing. It's like, there were people, there were probably people doing like urban music, hip hop and stuff like that, but we wouldn't see them as much. You have to know someone to know what's going on, but eventually
there's not a platform for you to go on.
Eventually stuff changed and people started welcoming secular music more, and then it's always going to be evolving. And I thank God that we've been able to be a part of all that and still maintain ourselves, because we're always evolving. That's the whole point, because even some of the topics that we talked about today, like we wouldn't have the same. We're not thinking the same way we were 10 years ago. We didn't know a lot of stuff, like 80% of the stuff that we know now. So benefit of hindsight, we would probably done something different, but
you didn't know.
We wouldn't be here.
It's more like I don't think we educated ourselves back then like we're educating ourselves now.
We didn't know we needed that education. We just
that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? We literally just went with the vibe of being like we want to be musicians.
Yeah, so we started seeing it as like, this is what I would want to feed my family with. So it's like, there's levels to it now.
Yes, sir.
We can still do whatever we want, but if something's worth doing, it's worth doing well. That's one thing my dad always says. I always try to apply that to my life.
And for you, Precious Hudis, I find it weird calling you Precious, but I feel like when I'm in Dublin, I have to call you Precious. Because everybody calls you Precious. I'm like, Hudis. They're like,
y'all need to stop. His name is Hudis.
Who is that?
But for you, like, that evolution looks a bit different because, like, as the scene is changing, you are also changing from being a band member to a solo artist. Like, how has that changed?
Which you should have done sooner, but
so like
he knows how I feel about it.
So with Super City, talk to me about the creation of that, like how that started for you, and then
It started when I was trying to work with Diffusion Lab. I just got a new job as well, and I was trying to work with Diffusion Lab at the time. So I recorded a few songs I made a few beats with them, but at the time I wasn't serious. I couldn't pay for the beats. I was making them in order to see if I could pay for it. But my personal process was very slow, and she and Sammy hit me up about Super City, and 2 years later we're doing whatever happened to Super City, and now we've disintegrated. I'd like to use that word.
Super City was quite like a big band as well. Like I heard of you before. You are probably one of the biggest things or like entities in the music scene that I would have heard of.
It was, you know what, right? Let me put it like this. HEYITSMENESSER had come out with themselves and they were doing live music. And then, there was a breakup from their live music, whatever happened with them, that they couldn't use their musicians anymore. And that's where Super City started.
Okay.
That pocket in time where HEYITSMENESSER had to go to the States and start doing their stuff. And that pocket of live bands was now happening, and Super City began that way. So I was approached by Sammy because they were looking for a male singer or a frontman singer.
And how was the experience with that? Because obviously now that you're solo and stuff, it's obviously different working. Well, you're never really ever working on your own because you do stuff with different bands and stuff. But you're not doing it for other people. Like now your process is for you. You know what I mean?
And that's the tough part. Let me say that the toughest part now is working for myself. Why? Because I'm so used to working for other people or working with people to help for a different goal. you know, and I never actually thought about that till this year when I said, oh, I'm going to try and release music. But then I now realize I need a package, I need email blasts, I need all these things, and like, I need a team. All of a sudden, I'm like, whoa.
You may not need a team in front, but
I need a team behind.
Yeah.
So the transition from being in a band to a solo artist will always be easy to me because even within a band, I still see myself as a solo artist. I'm still working for myself with you guys. Until you tell me that I'm in a band, as in like, you know, we're a 4-piece band, I'm still working.
I think it's easy to see that because you were the main like vocalist, right? Like I think it's for you, that definitely makes sense because your voice was like the main part of a lot of the songs, like, and I think your voice is very unique. I've already told you this. We've been back and forth with the music. It's always so easy to pick out your voice, and I have trouble with that. Like I love listening to music, but sometimes someone will be like, "Oh, this is someone," and I just won't know that this person. But anytime I heard your voice, I knew that it was you, and it's really interesting to know that you've always been working on your sound and knowing that you're still working on your sound. But it's like, as a listener and listening to the songs, you sounded perfect on the songs that you were on. But like, obviously, I'm not technical into music and stuff, but like, for my ears, it made sense. Do you know what I mean? So it's interesting when you say stuff like you're working on it, you're working to change your sound, or to perfect your sound. Which obviously, you can never stop, obviously. But the songs sounded like, even Xpiratz, like the both of you, like it was just. There's a harmony there between
shout out to Raji Music for that.
Yeah, that was actually tell the story of how we made up the beat, how we made up the song. It was actually the day. Was it the day before?
No, I think you're talking
about
X Hudis.
I'm talking about a new track.
Okay.
Oh god, I just get flashbacks. I forget
like when it comes out, you know, you like you're gonna remember this conversation.
Okay, with Xpiratz, I think the best way to put that, the best way to put that, and how that came out to become what it was that at this point, I'm thinking to myself, oh, I don't have any music to release at the moment. I'm always with my best friend. We're always making music.
We both sing.
It's like, this is definitely gonna happen. Like it's gonna happen.
And Raji Music already did. They made my song Amsterdam. They made that beat. So working with them was easy. You know, I know them boys.
Yeah, just get everybody into a studio.
Even Ayo Raji is in it. He's in Xpiratz already. I think he's the one before my verse, but he's there. Like, you know, we made it that day. I trust them. You know, they created the vibe, and we just, you know, one thing led to another, and bada bing, bada boom, the track.
That was actually my first. That was my first interaction with you as a lone singer, and I think I might have heard something of yours before, but I can't remember what exactly. But yeah, no, I really like that song. Because what does it mean again?
Let's talk.
Yeah. So I remember tweeting it, and I was using it because obviously, like, I suck at being Nigerian. You know, on paper. So on paper, I suck at being Nigerian. So Yoruba and them and there, like, it doesn't come naturally to me, you know. So
he's going to be Yoruba.
Cheap. Oh yeah, you're Edo or something. Yeah. So like, I didn't fight guys. The fellas looking at me like, damn. But like, I tweeted it, and obviously he didn't know it was a song, innit? And he was just like, talk about what? Like, what's going on? Like, do you know? And I was like, yeah, say nothing. Like, I know you're sorry. And I think it might have even been Shali who like retweeted it and stuff, like tagged you or whatever, and then that's how the friendship began. But it's like, it's lit. It's like. Yeah, good times. But like, it's really nice. It's really nice seeing a community of artists. Like, obviously, you said like mad close and stuff. But like, how have you found like interaction with the community of other Irish artists? I don't want to say urban because I know both of you have worked outside of especially worked outside of the urban scene. So how is it like growing as an artist, but also interacting with other artists where you guys' journey and targets are pretty much the same?
Do you want to answer your own?
I'll just keep it short. I'll just say it's been quite chill. I'm let me say it now. I'm looking for competition. I'm not trying to, you know.
I'm not trying to make friends.
Yeah, I've done the friendship
No
thing.
friends in the industry.
And not that there are no friends. There's some good friends in the
There's
industry.
some good people in
But
the
I feel like now I want competition, and that's all I want. Like that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So if someone's coming at me with, hey, what's up, man? Collaboration, all this stuff. I'm already
fight me.
my mind is already thinking on contracts.
Yeah.
Like, not because I want to take money off you, but I want you to get the best out of this experience you're gonna have with me. Like I don't want it to be like laxy daisy and and that's pretty much why I've kept quiet, because I'm really trying to find out what actually does work for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to just put myself out there and
Because
have all this fun.
there's
and
music.
myself. There's
Yeah.
so much to do.
I have him. I have a SoundCloud. Don't worry. There's songs. This guy told me. This guy told me. Oh, dropping in August, Nessa. August 2019. Right? 2020. We're still here.
It all happens like you see. Yeah.
I said, oh, Nessa, tell me what you think about this song. I'm listening to the song, proper digesting it.
I come up with all these ideas, but sometimes it's hard to execute because, like I said, now I need a team. More than ever, I need a team. So, like I said, I'm just gonna take my time.
But
I'm just gonna take my time.
2019, you say?
at the same
Try
time,
2029.
but at the same time, we've come to learn that there's some things that we can do ourselves.
Yeah.
There's going to be a day where we can have a team behind us. But he knows me. I don't like waiting for people.
Yeah.
I don't do that stuff. Like people will let you down. I just don't like giving people that power. Like I want if it doesn't work out, I want to take the blame. I know who to blame. So I'm better with that rather than that's why I make my beats.
That's why we work together now. Like
we can sort ourselves out when it comes to music, and it's just and that way we always get that same magic every time. Whether it's just the process of making the beat or just that feeling when you feel like, oh yeah, this is the song.
Yeah.
Even though the song isn't this song, as long as you have that feeling every time, that actually keeps you going. It keeps you going. Because if you don't believe you've made the song, then what are you doing?
Exactly.
You may not be right, but if you don't, you have to have that feeling in yourself. That's that belief you need to have in yourself, or else you're just you burn yourself out.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, that's it. What's up next that you can disclose? Because I know this one.
I said you said you want to drop something this year.
I really want to drop something.
Yes, no.
No. You see, the thing is, I know, but I really want to.
Definitely January.
Yeah, that's my birthday.
We're both dropping.
Yeah, that's my birthday.
I promise. No facts. You can put my name on there.
There's things I put his name on.
No. I'm working with him now. I can't actually flop because part of my plan is his plan.
Accountability in it. Love that.
Yeah, so we're trying to be accountable.
Okay, we can say we have music that'll probably last you to the end of the year next year.
I personally though, I want to drop. Like I'm itching to drop.
Yeah.
The only thing that's stopping me is that I don't have my packages ready.
Yeah.
So I'm getting like, and I don't want to. I personally don't want to do one package for one thing. I want to have a whole package for a year done.
It makes it a lot easier, especially if you're doing it on your own, right?
Well, in terms of music, you're just gonna see. For X, you're gonna see the fun side. The real pirate side.
To be fair, I'm not gonna lie, you're only fun. No, there was a lot of despair in that album.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna say that you're. So that's why I said I saw the MJ inspiration with regards to with some of the vocals, because obviously the Weeknd
the melancholy.
Exactly. So the Weeknd has MJ vocalist inspiration anyway. So to say that I saw the Weeknd inspiration is null and void because it's Michael Jackson in it. But then the sadness, the darkness, that was able to aspire right there.
That's what he taught me.
Yeah.
That's what I learned from the Weeknd. That's why I call him my sensei, because that's one of my strong aspects in my music. If I want you to feel what I'm feeling.
Yeah, I felt it. Don't worry. But with the Weeknd, he taught me how to be raw with your lyrics and just
let it all out.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if people think you're soft or you're giving too much, but if I'm giving too much, then I know that's me.
That's what you want to do.
I'm very passionate about things that I take seriously. Or that time was that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago. So people probably think I'm not heartbroken. I ain't heartbroken, but
I'm good.
It's that's just the way I get over stuff.
That's good.
And that's just part of life, I guess. You experience stuff, and God gave me a way to be able to transform my lives. That's a new word I'm working on.
Transform my lives.
Don't steal it.
Transform my lives.
Transform my lives.
Yeah.
My experiences and just put into music. And this guy, people wouldn't know. I'm just and then he's like, hey, put this here. Like he sees
That's
things.
exactly how it sounds.
We see things really different,
Yeah.
and it works. And what we can definitely say, like in the next, between now and in the new year, you're gonna definitely see a lot of that.
It's gonna
In
be
fact,
a lot
you probably be saying
Sicky, but yeah, no, I'm really happy to hear, for you mainly, not because I don't like you or whatever, but I know you want.
I want this for
Do
you.
you know what I mean? It's not even that. I just know you on a deeper level. So it's we've talked about things like this. We've gone through this. We've conceptualized things together. So to see you putting things out there and to see you finding yourself, because I think the struggle that you had and the struggle that you conveyed to me was just that ambiguity of not knowing. And I feel like that was the hardest thing for you. And it's really nice to see that you are both on a journey, because there's nothing worse than doing something alone like that. Do you know what I mean? Finding yourself alone, having to go through identity stuff and life stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's not great. So I'm happy for both of you. That
we're meant to be friends.
Listen to our story, right? Both of us left Nigeria at 5. The same situation, the same exact type of situation was happening in our lives at that time.
My stepmom,
my dad, my
siblings, I haven't
physically seen my mom since 5.
21 years, 20-some years. Same with him.
How old are you? 26?
I'm 27.
I'm 49.
I'm 27,000.
Anyway, yeah.
I was like, why did you say that?
Your stories, it's weird when you see something that happens and you're just like, okay, this is, alright, cool. This makes sense. If this didn't happen, I don't really know what else would have happened. It's crazy that you use both music. It's crazy that your music complements each other. All of that is just good shit, man.
We're literally twins,
That's lit. And it's once again, it's nice to see people that have been in the scene or have been trying to make music for so long, because there's a lot of people who have just started in the last 5 years. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of those are blowing and they're taking off and they're a lot younger than me.
I'm happy for them. I'm happy
for sure.
I want that. I want more of a scene.
Yeah.
The more that happens, the more a scene is being, the scene, the development of the scene is maturing, as in it's becoming more solidified or something like that. There's stuff happening.
But there's a place for everyone as well.
Oh yeah,
there's place for your music. The Super City fans, I'm sure they're next. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And
you know what, right? I was not even logged into. I got a notification in my email saying, and it was from YouTube.
Yeah.
And someone actually wrote, and I screenshotted it because not that I want to prove anything.
Yeah.
But I just want to be able to say that.
Obviously, yeah.
But the person wrote, "Did you guys stop music?" And you know how hurt that made me, because I personally haven't stopped music.
Yeah.
But now that's my aim, to try and grab her attention.
So DM her, not be still out there.
I ain't trying to DM her.
So long story short, you just have nothing new to add.
We do. No, we do.
But basically, you have stuff for us to look forward to. You just can't tell us fully just yet.
I mean, Pirate, Icing, those are the two.
What month are we in? We're in October, right?
In October. Right now, if we do something, it's probably something spur of the moment,
very spur of the moment.
Something before the end of the year. Nothing Spotify.
You've dropped a whole album. You can take a break.
I dropped 3 songs last year, and that was it. So this year, and I'm happy I didn't drop this year, because Do you know what happened? I immediately when Super Silly stopped,
Yeah.
I kept releasing.
Yeah.
That was a big mistake.
Why?
I mixed Super Silly's vibe.
Oh,
with my
okay.
personal
Yeah.
vibe.
So
You need
you're
to
Now
like,
I need to like, you know, cleanse out my system
and just
and
figure out who
actually
you are.
sing my own songs. Like,
Love
you know,
that.
not trying to do a recap of
Yeah.
what Super Silly left. You know what I'm saying? So.
Love that.
You know.
Well, yeah, guys. Once again, thank you so much for coming on. It's been great. You guys are a good vibe. Bella loves you, which makes me really happy because there's a lot of people who want to meet Bella, and I'm just like, I don't know how she's gonna react to you. But this has made me so happy because you've literally been a fan since she's been a baby.
She's the cutest thing since slice pie. You know what I'm saying?
Slice pie. Pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
But yeah, once again, it's been HEYITSMENESSER here with Sean X
And
Who
Hudis.
This? Do you know what I mean?
That's my friend. Hey, come here real quick.
You guys are so annoying. As usual, I'm gonna put their details there for EP songs, Instagrams, all of that, and obviously same as usual. Follow them. Follow me, HEYITSMENESSER on all socials, and
Say your
Nesser
social,
Pod.
bro. Say your social too.
Can I finish?
He was yelling.
And Nesser Pod on Instagram for all Instagram or YouTube related content. Look at me stuttering now because I hate this.
I'm sorry.
Go on, Sean X. Tell us where you are.
You know, you can follow me on Instagram, Xpiratz, and you know how to spell that. You know, yeah. Should I spell it?
No, thank you.
You know, that's why I left school. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Don't get no spelling no more. That's why you got autocorrect.
Hey,
Hey.
yeah, do this.
It's me, Nessa, Sean X, Xpiratz, and this is Who This Is. HUDIS _IS.
2 up, 2
Who
down.
this is. A-Town Stone.
We out.